Minecraft Xbox One Edition was the very first version of Minecraft I ever had, and it was the main version I played right up until it got discontinued around late 2017, when Bedrock Edition was released. The thing about this version is, while it's still playable on Xbox, you can't buy it from the Microsoft Store anymore. Even if you have the disc, you can't even install it. You can only play it if you already have the game installed, which luckily, I do. For some odd reason, this version isn't even up to date with the Xbox 360 edition, a version released 3 whole years before the Xbox One edition, with the current version on the Xbox One being the 1.12 World of Color update, and the Xbox 360 edition's current version being the 1.13 Aquatic update. There's no reason for this, but who really cares? Anyways, this is the version I will be attempting to get every single achievement on. I was seriously considering doing this on the Bedrock edition, but man, have you seen some of the achievements you need to get? Seriously, how the hell am I supposed to get all 3 froglegs in my inventory? Or how am I supposed to ride a Strider in the overworld? Pair that with my slow as hell old gen Xbox One, and that would literally be a living nightmare. I can't even imagine how long that would have taken me. So with that, I chose a semi-nostalgic, absolutely brilliant, discontinued game of Minecraft Xbox One Edition. Let's get into it. The thing about Minecraft achievements is that they're way all over the place in terms of difficulty. You have your typical open your inventory and punch a tree, but then, all of a sudden, you need to construct a fully powered beacon and defeat the Ender Dragon twice. I loaded up into the game with a brand new account, since on my main account, I had already gotten about a third of the achievements needed, so it wouldn't really make sense to have a huge head start like that. I created a new world with the difficulty set to normal, and I can already hear you guys saying, "Oh my god, why don't you have it set to hardcore?" Bro, in case you didn't know, I cannot play in hard mode, since I do not play cautiously at all. Spoiler alert, I die a lot in this playthrough, and probably would have died way more had this been in hard mode. Oh yeah, and I also set the world size to medium, because I really didn't want to get lost in one of the larger worlds, since you know, I travel a lot in this video, but I also wanted to make sure the rare structures like woodland mansions could generate closer to spawn. Anyways, enough blabbering from me, let's go! When I got into the world, I was immediately surprised as to how weird these control settings were, so I messed around with them for a good while. But after that, I opened up my inventory and punched a tree for my first 2 achievements. But I had one clear goal in mind. I needed to find a village. If I wanted this challenge to be remotely easy for me, I needed to find one fast, so I began exploring the desert that I spawned right next to. I knocked out a few really easy achievements right out of the gate, but couldn't find anything. However, when I was exploring, I found a jungle, which would be vital for some of the achievements I would need in the future. I then found what looked to be a village in the distance, but was just a swamp next to the sunset. Basically, the game trolled me. I went to sleep and got some stone tools for more achievements, and then found a desert temple. It was actually pretty good. It had a single diamond and a saddle that I could use later. After about 30 minutes of exploring, I finally found a village in the taiga next to the world border. I found a library house and decided that it would be my future home, so I cleared it out, and when I mined the bookshelves, I was able to get the librarian achievement. After that, I was able to get very easy achievements, like more tools, time to farm, bake bread, pork chop, monster hunter, acquire hardware, and getting an upgrade. Then when I went mining for iron, this happened. I thought that was pretty stupid, and when I thought things couldn't get much worse, I died again! This time, losing everything! Though that was only a minor inconvenience, and I was able to get enough iron for the tools and armor for the Iron Man achievement right after that. Later, I was able to get my first diamonds, and was able to get obsidian and make an enchantment table. Soon after, I entered the nether, and immediately went back. That place scares me. I then went and got a crap ton of miscellaneous achievements, which I'll list off real quick. They include Dispense with This, Delicious Fish, It's a Sign, Pot Planter, Leader of the Pack, The Lie for Making a Cake, Saddle Up, When I Tamed a Horse. I named him Striker. Have a Cheerful Day, Renewable Energy, Repopulation, Change of Sheets, and finally Archer for killing a stupid creeper with a bow. With my new horse, I explored all the map and was somehow able to get the Adventuring Time achievement. Honestly man, some of these quote-unquote hard achievements I unlocked by accident, and some of the easy ones I somehow found hard to unlock, like Right after, the music to my ears achievement took a while to do, because while I did have the music disc and jukebox, my game literally glitched and would not give me the achievement. Luckily though, I was able to get the achievement the next day just by logging back and doing it again. I then found how much I hate the nether. When I went to the nether to start looking for a fortress, I was immediately attacked by multiple ghasts, which would literally fire these stupid fireballs at me every 0.5 seconds. At least I was able to get the return to center achievement. But not before dying first, multiple times. Those stupid ghasts had me debating on whether or not I should quit, since I thought my stuff was gone after dying so much in the nether. Luckily, I found my stuff, then found a fortress. I got a few blaze rods, then chickened out and went back home because I really didn't want to die again. To calm down, I made some potions of fire resistance for the nether and weakness potions for zombie villagers. I then relaxed by starving myself, then eating rotten flesh for the Iron Belly achievement. Soon it was night, and my village was getting raided by zombies. Most of the villagers were already dead, but the few that were zombie villagers, I was able to cure for the Zombie Doctor achievement. After that, I was able to knock out the When Pigs Fly achievement, though I sadly killed the pig. And then I was able to get the Stay in Frosty achievement with my fire res. I went back to mining and was very successful as I got so many diamonds. I smelted some iron with a lava bucket and got the Super Fuel achievement. I then found out my house was too small, so I expanded it and then made the roof a bit better. It isn't the best, but it'll work for the remainder of this challenge. I then used the iron to start work on a long minecart track for the On a Rail achievement, which is as simple as making a straight minecart track for 500 blocks. God, I say achievement a lot. When I ran out of iron, I did some more mining to get way more stuff. When I was testing out the rail, I somehow got the On a Rail achievement when I was arriving back to base. I then went fishing for, you guessed it, fish, and then traveled to a jungle to tame a cat. But for some stupid reason, these ocelots are the most stubborn things in the game, since I gave my entire fish supply to them and they refused to get tamed. So I needed to fish some more in the jungle, which took way longer than expected. And after a while, I was finally able to get that stupid ocelot. I ironically named him Lucky for the rest of the series. I don't know why, but even after the insane amount of mining I did already, I needed to do some more mining. I was able to get full diamond armor and grinded my way up to a fully maxed enchantment table where I got good enchantments for my sword and pickaxe. Here's where the achievements began to get more difficult, as now I had to start progression on the map room achievement by making a 3x3 array of item frames outside. This is only the start of that annoying achievement that I'll get to in a bit. I got various wool colors and emeralds for achievements, but couldn't finish them as they're very tedious, especially in this old version. I then used up my entire iron supply on the bodyguard achievement by manually creating an iron golem. I got a few more achievements when I went to a nearby ocean monument, such as the Deep End by killing an Elder Guardian, and Free Diver for staying underwater for 2 minutes. Sadly, this ocean monument was weirdly generated and a lot of the rooms were behind an unbreakable wall that I couldn't break due to the stupid mining fatigue effect. When I got back, I smelted a sponge in my furnace for the Dry Spell achievement, and finally completed the Haggler achievement when I traded all of my coal to a villager. My cow farm was getting huge, so I decided to harvest a lot of leather from them to make leather armor, then dyed it randomly for the tie-dye outfit achievement. I enchanted my armor, but I only got mid-enchants, which was annoying since grindstones for disenchanting and OP mending librarians weren't even in this version. I then managed to get every single dye color, all pretty quick since I already had gotten cactus green and cocoa beans, which are apparently the 2 hardest dyes to get. I displayed all my wool behind my house after I got the Rainbow Collection achievement, and for the 38th time, I went mining again. Only this time, it wasn't just for iron and diamonds, it was for cobblestone. Why? Because I need it for the chest full of cobblestone achievement, which I got right after I mined stacks of cobblestone. The next day, I wanted to go to the nether, so I made some splash potions of fire res, but I also ended up making a splash potion of poison for the taste of your own medicine achievement, which I got just then. I then enchanted some more of my stuff, as well as repaired my pickaxe and upgraded it a bit. Now that I was safer with my fire res potions, I went and got some more blaze rods. I also managed to get a wither skeleton skull, and then proceeded to put it on my head and kill another wither skeleton for the camouflage achievement. I ended the trip with 9 blaze rods and a wither skeleton skull. When I got back, I went and tried to get the sniper duel achievement, which is by shooting a skeleton from more than 50 blocks away. The problem is that skeletons despawn when you get too far, so I had to work around that. At first, I thought it was a good idea to waste a name tag on this guy and trap him in a boat so that he doesn't despawn. At first it was fine, until I realized it was way harder than I thought to kill him, and I ended up accidentally shooting the boat instead of him, which caused the boat to break and the skeleton to burn in the daylight. Name tag down with him. It was tough, but the game gave me a break when I managed to get the achievement, this time during the night, with just a boat and no name tag. This is where the game gives me god tier luck. When I went exploring to fill out a second map, I found a desert temple, and it possibly had the greatest loot ever, as it would greatly help me during this challenge. In the chest, I found an Efficiency 5 book, a Protection 4 book, a Notch apple, and finally something somehow better than everything else, a Frostwalker 2 book. Now, at first you're probably like, how the hell does a Frostwalker book help you at all? Well, here's the thing. There's an achievement called Let It Go, and it requires you to walk on an ocean with Frostwalker boots. It doesn't seem like a difficult achievement until you realize the Frostwalker enchantment is incredibly rare, especially, and I mean especially, in Legacy Console Edition. You see, Frostwalker is a treasure enchantment, like how Mending is, which means you can't get it from an enchantment table. The only way to get it is from either trading with villagers, which in this version are practically useless when it comes to trades like that. Nowadays, you can spend 15 to 20 minutes breaking lecterns so that villagers can reset their trades to trade you whichever enchant you want. Or, if you don't want to get lucky with trades, you can get incredibly lucky and find it in a structure chest, which is exactly what just happened to me. Basically, this makes the whole challenge a lot easier. Pair that with the Notch Apple 2, and those are 2 really rare achievements I can get almost immediately, in a single desert temple. And if you think I cheated in any way, just remember, if I turn this world into creative, I can no longer get any more achievements. Also, this is console edition for crying out loud. I can't just use mods because they're basically non-existent in this version. Anyways, I carried on exploring and finished the map. I then hit my golden apple for the overpowered achievement and the Let It Go achievement for, of course, walking on the ocean with Frostwalker. While that desert temple was a once-in-a-lifetime Disney movie type miracle, I still had a huge challenge. I needed to kill the Ender Dragon. And while the fight is pretty easy, getting there is the hard part. Endermen on this version are super rare and barely ever spawn. They also only have a 50-50 chance of dropping an Ender Pearl, which I need to go to the end. So basically, I need to grind for a long time for these guys. During the night, I tried getting Ender Pearls. I also went and got slime balls, which I used to make a slime block for the trampoline achievement, which is just simply building up really high and jumping on a slime block so you bounce super high. I looked for the stronghold, but my stupid eyes of Ender kept breaking, so I was out of luck there. I accepted that I had already used up all my luck and decided to go back. I then made some strength potions, and along with my sharpness 4 sword, I got the overkill achievement for dealing 9 hearts of damage to a mob in a single hit. You know what I said, this is when the achievements get harder? Well, now they're not getting easier, as I spent the next few Minecraft days exploring half the world while filling out maps. I do end up getting some Ender Pearls while I'm out exploring though, but when I got back home, for some reason I sacrificed one of my precious Ender Pearls on the Beam Me Up achievement, where you need to throw an Ender Pearl and teleport over 100 blocks away. Yeah, I mean, at least I got it on the first attempt, or else I would have been pissed. Soon after, I looked and finally found the stronghold. It took a while, but I found the portal room. I dug up to the surface and made a huge pillar to mark the location, then made the annoying discovery that I needed more blaze rods. I made the annoying trek back to the base, got the fire res potions, entered the nether, went to the fortress, got a few blaze rods, and then died in the stupidest way possible. Luckily, I didn't die in lava, but the main problem is, my bed was missing or obstructed. I probably slept in a different bed while exploring earlier, but I didn't realize I completely forgot to sleep after that. Another thing about the whole bed thing, I spawned at spawn, which is like a million blocks away. Not really, but whatever. I think I must have explored for at least 30 minutes before finding my first village at the start of the world, so this wasn't going to be fun going all the way back. I accepted that I had been so careless in the nether, and tried to remember where I needed to go in order to find my base. But after about 10 minutes, I died! Not once, but twice! It was painful, but I finally made my way back to the base and prepared to retrieve my stuff in the nether. I only had iron armor, and this might be my only shot, so when I got in, I needed to play extra carefully. When I got back to the fortress, I felt a sigh of relief when I saw all of my stuff sitting on the edge right next to a big huge lava lake. I continued like nothing happened and got more blaze rods, then got the hell out of there because I was not trying to die again. By then, I had basically done most, if not everything, I possibly could have done in terms of achievements pre-Ender Dragon fight, so I needed to grind for those stupid Ender Pearls. Night after night, I had to look for Endermen, who are so stupidly rare, and I'd only find 2 or 3 per night. During the day, I didn't really have much to do, so I began work on the mob farm for XP. I had made plenty of mob spawners in the past, so it was pretty easy to build it. I used my many stacks of cobblestone I had to build the thing, and when I was done, I really had no clue what to do next. After a long time, I finally got enough Ender Pearls for the end portal, but before I wanted to fight the Ender Dragon, I mined for some quartz for a bunch of XP, then did some enchanting. My diamond armor was almost broken, so I pretty much had to use every single diamond I had to repair it. I then prepared a bunch of potions and stuff for the dragon fight, and took off to the stronghold. I filled out the end portal frames and entered the end. Now, you probably already know how the Ender Dragon fight usually goes, so I won't explain it for too long. This was actually the first time I had ever fought the Ender Dragon in this version of Minecraft, but it wasn't too different or difficult at all compared to the Bedrock and Java versions. You know how the fight goes. I shoot down the towers, then run to the center of the end island and attack the dragon. When it starts flying, I shoot it with my bow, rinse and repeat, until it's dead. After I killed it, it rained so much XP and I was ready to do some enchanting. Also, for some stupid reason, the game wouldn't give me the achievement for killing the Ender Dragon, so I needed to leave the world and rejoin, then enter the return portal again for the achievement. I went back to my house and did some insane enchanting with the absurd amount of XP I had. It was fun while it lasted, but when I ran out of XP, I realized I needed to respawn the Ender Dragon, and for that, I needed to fight more stupid ghasts for ghast tears.
Hooray!
Which I was so excited for. You need ghast tears for end crystals, so I think I was ready to risk my life in the literal hell that is the nether. Even with OP items, I'm still scared of that place. But when I went in, I cannot for the life of me find any ghasts. It took around 20 minutes to get enough ghast tears, which was way longer than I hoped. I needed more Eyes of Ender for the end crystals, but it was way easier to get them now that I have access to the end where it only spawns Endermen. I finally got my end crystals and respawned the Ender Dragon again. I realized I forgot to get the You Need a Mint achievement for collecting Dragon's Breath in a bottle, so I quickly did that while I could. When I killed the Ender Dragon for a second time, I was ready to enter the Outer End Islands. I hopped into the portal and spawned right next to an end city with a ship. I immediately went and got the Great View from Up Here achievement for levitating 50 blocks up from the attacks of a shulker. Now that that was done, I got some pretty nice loot from the end city as well as the Elytra, and my time there was done. I got back and did some more enchanting and tested out my elytra. I wasn't used to these elytra controls, so it felt super weird controlling it. I then went and got the supersonic achievement for traveling through a 1-block gap at a super fast speed. I totally got it on the first attempt. I had now beaten the game, and only had a few side quest type achievements left. But this doesn't mean it was going to be easy. I had to finish the map room achievement, which would turn out to be insanely long, even with elytra. I had already done a few maps, so I was thankful for that. I began exploring and filling out a new map, but I had to turn back because my entire elytra nearly broke because it has no durability. Since mending books are the rarest thing known to mankind on this version, I needed a new way to repair this thing. I found out that you only need leather to repair it on this version, so I was very happy since I practically had an infinite supply of it. I took my anvil and some leather and empty maps with me and began exploring the world. I eventually found my first woodland mansion and got the Feeling Ill achievement by killing an evoker. I then got the Cheating Death achievement by using my totem of undying. It was all fun and games until I accidentally almost died right after. These Vindicators deal insane amounts of damage, man. While exploring, I needed more XP and leather to repair my elytra, but it wasn't too difficult. Eventually, I ran out of empty maps, so I had to go mining for redstone for compasses to make more empty maps. But as soon as I began mining, this happened. It was better now that I had spawned back on my base, but still, I was pissed. I spent so long traveling back to my death location on foot, but I eventually made it back to my stuff in less than 30 minutes. I got enough maps for the rest of the world, and after a long time, I explored the whole world and was able to get the map room achievement. Here's the controversial part where I hope none of y'all complain in the comments. Ever heard of the tutorial world? Haha, so basically, the tutorial world used to be small and had a few basic things, but now it literally has every single unlockable thing in the game. You can farm diamond blocks and unlock everything very quickly. Yeah, well, you can do that while still being in survival and still being able to get achievements. It was a tough decision for me, but some of the remaining achievements I had left were gonna be a huge nightmare for me if I ever did them in my survival world, so I finally decided to do it in the tut world. The first thing I did was get diamond everything in the first 5 minutes, as there's a mineable beacon with diamond blocks practically right next to spawn. I then got the Diamonds to You achievement by loading up a guest account with my second controller and giving him a diamond. Next, I went and got some wither skeleton skulls I found from a chest, and then went to the nether to get soul sand. Believe me, finding lava to make another portal in this world is a huge pain in the butt, even with elytra. I then went and dug a big huge hole to fight the wither, then spawned it. This wither was annoying to fight since I could barely see it, but it was relatively easy with my OP stuff. Now, I could have just as easily fought the wither on my regular world, but you see, there's this achievement called Beaconator, where you need to build a fully powered beacon. That achievement alone would cost you a beacon from the wither, along with 164 ore blocks of your choice to make a pyramid shape under the beacon. That would have been a living nightmare to do in my survival world, because first of all, iron farms on this version were completely different and probably aren't as efficient, and you'd be insane to think I'd actually try to get the ores manually. And second, the solution is literally on a tutorial world the game literally gives you for free. See the picture? Good. Even mining the ore blocks all over the tut world took forever, and when I finally got that stupid achievement, I felt so relieved. I was done with the tut world and realized I needed to get the So I Got That Going For Me achievement, which is by leading a caravan of llamas, and I could easily do that in my survival world. It was quite relaxing compared to the tedious, hellish, and other long achievements I was used to up until this point. So it was nice to be reminded of the more simple achievements I got in the early game. I was enjoying the peaceful day, and I was very relaxed and happy when I got the achievement. Next up was heartbreaking. You see, there's a few more achievements I needed to get. Passing the time for playing for 100 day and night cycles in game, and a bunch of multiplayer achievements. So I figured, why not do the multiplayer achievements since I have a second controller? I tried a few, but noticed I couldn't get the achievements. Why? Because I didn't have Xbox Live on the account, since this was a brand new account I created for this challenge. You may be saying, you cheapskate, buy Xbox Live, it's not that expensive. Well, if you ask me, I'm already paying for Xbox Live on my main account, and I'm not spending even more money on this video since I spent some money on a capture card. Without Xbox Live, I can only access private games, and the achievements only work on public matches. There's also an achievement that requires me to kill 2 people with a bow and arrow. So, I need to get into an actual multiplayer game and do it, or I need to find a friend who somehow still has this version. For me, it's just too hard and I was already getting sick of these achievements, so I just decided that I'm not getting the multiplayer achievements. It's alright though, as those achievements don't really classify as actual Minecraft achievements, if you know what I mean. Anyways, with the decision that I was not going to be getting the multiplayer achievements, I only had one achievement left, passing the time. I needed to play for a few more in-game days in the world. So, you know what I did? I buried myself in a hole under my house and AFK'd. Yup, what did you expect me to do? This ain't a Let's Play where I build stuff all the time. This is about achievements. Anyways, when it got up to about 98%, I got out and prepared a celebration for the final achievement. I crafted myself some fireworks and made an area on top of the hill overlooking the village. I got a jukebox and my cat music disc as well. I brought some of the pets up to the platform too. I looked off into the sunset, overlooking the village that I had called home for so long. I was proud of what I had done. I waited for a long time, and when I exited the world, I got the achievement in a sort of anticlimactic way on the menu screen. It was funny, but that was the final achievement. I launched some fireworks and listened to the entirety of the cat music disc as I remembered the god-awful and annoying memories of this world. Then I finally exited the world for the final time. It was pretty emotional, but then I remembered I was set free and didn't have to grind for the stupid, tedious, stressful, and painful achievements of Minecraft Xbox One Edition anymore. Let's go! Thanks for watching. Actually, thank you so much. This video took me so long to make. Actually, I am only one person. I record and edit my own videos. I'm a small YouTuber who does this stuff for fun and doesn't care at all. But I'm hoping this video actually gets views. But if it doesn't really matter, since this video is very fun to make, no matter how much I say I hated doing it. Also, thanks to Yo197 for inspiring me to do this video, because he made a video about getting every achievement in the Xbox 360 edition of Minecraft, which I really loved. So, you should check him out. Well, that's all guys. Hope to see you again soon. Slap just slap, out.